Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Today we'll be studying another uh, problem and we'll be solving it using C programming. And the problem is basically related to recursion. So, in the starting, we will be covering what is recursion, and then we'll be going directly to the problem, and then we'll be thinking about the solution, and finally, we'll be doing writing the code of the solution in the C language. So this is Kundan Munjal, Senior Faculty IT, iNurture Education's Solutions Bangalore. So let us go to the problem or recursion. So what is recursion? As this class is for the pre-placement students, so you must be knowing what is recursion. So I'll be presuming that you know about functions, how to call a function, how to define a function, or how to declare a function. And I'm also presuming that you know with the things related to call by uh, reference and call by value. So as we will not be directly using this call by reference here, so but I'm presuming this is for that you know everything about the functions. So a function calling itself directly or indirectly. What does that mean? Uh, Suppose uh, I've written a function a, and in this function a is calling a, means a function is calling itself inside its own definition, that is a direct calling. So this is what a direct calling. But on the other hand, if I say that this function is calling some function b inside this, and the b function has its own definition, and there are some other tasks to do in this, but in the b function b is calling a, so that is a indirect calling. In turn, a is calling b is calling in turn a, so that's indirect calling. So that is the part of the that is also a recursion. So it means that a function is calling itself. So in C language or in the data structures, or we can say that in programming we has a lot of advantages of recursion. We are having applications like we can solve binary search using recursion. We have this quick sort in the sorting algorithm that can be solved using recursion, and we have in the graphs we can say that depth first search, tree traversal, that can be also done using recursion. So there are a lot of applications of the recursion when the solutions or the optimized solutions are concerned. But it is not always necessary that recursion gives the optimized solution. Uh, like one of the example we'll be seeing today, uh, that is of Fibonacci example, and that can be solved using recursion. And let's go to the example first. So this is the example. I hope that all of you are cleared with the Fibonacci series. Still, I can remind you that in this series, the starting two numbers are 0 and 1, and the next number is the addition of previous two numbers. So the series says that if first number is 0, second number is 1, then third number is the addition of previous two numbers, that is 0 plus 1, 1, and the next number is the previous two numbers, that is 1 plus 1, 2, and the next number is like 3 and then 5, and like this it goes on. So generally, in our first year of C class, this program is being done in our classes or our labs, and we have to find the solution for this. So generally, we find a recursive solution for this. So the recursive solution for this is that we'll be checking the condition here. We'll be making a function Fibonacci in which we will be passing uh, the n value. N value here means that which position in the Fibonacci series you want to get. Suppose 5, the fifth number in the Fibonacci series, what will it be? So that is n. So what we'll be doing is, if n is equal to 1 or n is equal to 0, the answer will be 0, because that is the first number in the series, and that is 0. If n is equal to 1, means second number in the series, that is uh, 1. And if n is greater than 1, then previous two should be added. So what we'll be doing is Fibonacci n minus 2, means if it is 2, so Fibonacci 0 and Fibonacci 1 will be called. So when the Fibonacci 0 will be called, then it will be 0, and Fibonacci 1 will be called, then it will be 1. So their addition becomes 0 plus 1, and the third number in the series, that is the second position in the array, it will be again 1. So this is a recursive call for this. So this is the recursive code for this. So if n is less than equal to 1, suppose I'm supposing that I'll not be taking the negative value, so it can be further changed. This code can be changed. If n is less than equal to 1, then return n. Means if n is 0, then return 0, n is 1, then return 1. But if n is greater than 1, then we have to return the Fibonacci n minus 2 plus Fibonacci n minus 1. So that means Fibonacci 0 plus Fibonacci 1. So again, that will be the number. So this is the basic recursive code for this. However, this is not an optimized version of the code. Uh, Let us see how this is not the optimized version of the code. Uh, this is the code, and this is the Fibonacci series function calling. So suppose I want to get the fifth number in the series. So I called with Fibonacci 5. Then when I called with Fibonacci 5, it called two functions, Fibonacci n minus 2 and Fibonacci n minus 1. Means it will call with Fibonacci 3 and Fibonacci 4. So this is recursive call. And now this Fibonacci 3 will call the two recursive calls, two recursive functions more, Fibonacci 1 and Fibonacci 2. Okay, that's fine. But this, when this Fibonacci 1 is called, then it will not be calling any other function, because n is less than equal to 1, and it will simply return n in this. Means it will return 1. So when this Fibonacci 2 is called, again, it will be further calling two more functions, that will be Fibonacci 0 and Fibonacci 1. Okay. Now there will not be further calling for these two functions, as n value is less than 1 in this case, and equal to 1. And going to the right hand side of this tree, the Fibonacci 4 will call this Fibonacci 2, Fibonacci 3, then Fibonacci 2 will call this Fibonacci 0 and Fibonacci 1. Fibonacci 3 will call these two, and Fibonacci 2 will call these two. So you can see that in order to reach the solution of Fibonacci 5, there are 15 recursive calls, and that will take to reach to the solution. And I don't think that's a very good and optimized code, because if we are calling this Fibonacci 1 here, then there should be no further calling, because the result for the same input will always be same. So Fibonacci 1, this Fibonacci 1, this Fibonacci 1, here this Fibonacci 1, and here again this Fibonacci 1. So 5 times Fibonacci 1 is called and the result is same. And here you can see this Fibonacci 2, Fibonacci 2, Fibonacci 2. 3 times this Fibonacci 2 is called and the result is same. Similarly, Fibonacci 3 is called 2 times and the result is same. So it should not be like that, but still it will give the correct answer. And it will take 15 recursive calls to reach to the solution. So here I was showing you that what is recursion, how recursive calls takes place, and how we can use recursion in order to write the small code and reaching to the big solutions. So it's very small code, but we can get the solution. Although it's not completely optimized, but still it is small. So we'll be seeing a similar example or similar problem to this, like this, which is from hackerrank.com, and we'll be generating a similar kind of solution. And you have to generate the optimized version of the solution, and that will be a homework for you. I will be telling you that how we can generate the optimized solution, and I'll be giving a hint like to you like how we can generate the optimized solution. But uh, okay, let us see the problem first. So I hope that recursion is clear to use, because this is again the same type of problem like Fibonacci series. So the objective of the problem, it says that there is a challenge that will help you to learn the concept of recursion. A function that calls itself is known as a recursive function. Okay, that we know. The C programming language supports recursion. Okay, but while using recursion, one needs to be careful to define an exit condition from the function, because if we have not defined the exit condition, will not get the answer, correct answer, or it might happen that it becomes uh, infinitely uh, it is not stopping, the recursion continues because we have not defined the exit condition in the correct way. Otherwise it will go into an infinite loop. Yes, so to prevent infinite recursion, statements can be used where one branch makes the recursive call and the other does not. Okay. So this is a recursion that it has seen that I have called this main function recurse, and this recurse is calling recurse itself. So this is direct recursion, and the task is that there is a series where the next term is the sum of previous three terms. So in Fibonacci, what we were doing is we were saying that the next term is the sum of previous two terms, and the previous two terms were uh, in the starting it was 0 and 1. So given the first three terms of the series, and respectively you have to output the nth term of the series using recursion. Recursive method for calculating nth term is given below. Okay, the input format, the first line contains a single integer. Okay, the next line contains three space separated integers, and the constraints be like that the value of the nth should be have a range till 1 lakh or 10 lakhs or 10,000. So that's the constraint. So depending upon the country constraints, you can take the integer value as long int like this. Yeah, long int you can take. So that's not a big thing. So the output format will be the print the nth term of the series. Okay. So the sample input here is 5. Okay. So the 5 here means this 5 here means that which term you want out of uh, which term you mount in the series. Okay, and this 1 2 3 here means the first three terms of the series. Like in the Fibonacci series, first two terms were 0 and 1, and the third term was the addition of previous two. Similarly, in this case, the first three terms will be given to you, and that's not always same, because you can have any first three term. So the fourth term will be dependent upon the addition of the first three terms. Okay, so here in this case, if I talk about, so if I talk about like this, the first term is 1. So I'm taking this here as, the second term is 2, third term is 3, and the fourth term will be previous three terms addition, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and the fifth term will be previous three terms addition. So 6 plus 3 plus 2, that will be 11. So here the fifth term is 11. So the output is 11. Okay. So here this 5 represents uh, which terms you want in the series. The first, this 1, 2, 3 represents the first three terms, and now the next fourth term is the addition of previous three, and the fifth term is the addition of previous three, that is 11. So I hope that you all are understood with the problem. Now the solution is just like the solution that we have discussed till now for Fibonacci series. So the question is basically of recursion. So we'll be maintaining a recursive solution for this, and how we'll be doing is, let us do and start the code, start writing code for that. Okay, we start from the main function. So we are including the library stdio.h, and int a b will be taking n also. Suppose n is the here which term, the nth term that we want to find out, and abc are the first three terms, and so we'll be taking this as the input. So percentage d, percentage d, percentage d, comma, and n, and a, percent. Is it fine till now? Okay. Int, we have to find the answer, and we have to make a function in which we'll be getting the answer. Suppose we make the function like an term. Okay. So we'll be passing here these three or these four variables, and whatever we get, that we have to print. Okay, so I have taken the return type as int, so I'll be putting return 0. So now I'll be writing the function here. So the function name is nth term. I'll be taking again the variables that will be local to this function. So the first thing is that if we are talking about the first term. If we just want the first term in the series, so we know that the first term is a. So if n is equal to 1, so we are talking about the first term, then we'll simply be writing return a. If we are talking about second term, we know that that is b, and we'll be simply returning it. Okay, and if we are talking about the third term, simply it will be return c. The first three terms, it is clear that a, b, and c are the first three terms. Now the question arises of the fourth term, that is the fourth term or any other term. So if that is the case, means that is the case of else. What we'll be doing in that case, we'll be simply writing a recursive function that if this is the case, then what we have to do is nth term. Then we have to call it nth term, and we'll be writing n minus 1 a comma b comma c plus, means whatever is the term, we have to go to the previous terms, no, previous three terms. So it will be nth term n minus 2 comma a comma b comma c plus nth term previous third term. So that will be equal to comma a comma b comma c. So it should be returning this. So I think are you all of you are able to understand with this? So we have just used recursion here. So first three terms it is clear, and for the fourth term or the greater term, what will you do? Suppose I am taking the example of sixth term. Suppose sixth term. So for the sixth term, this part won't work, this part won't work, for this part won't work. So here it will go. So it will be going for fifth, fourth, and third. So when this will be called for fifth, then it will be called for fourth, third, and second. So when this third and second will be called, then 3 and 2 will be returned. Oh, sorry, whatever is the value of b and c, that will be returned. Okay, because n value will be 2 and 3 here, so it will be returning whatever is the value of b and c. So similarly, it will be going like this till it get the values like previous three, and then it will be adding it, and then finally we'll be getting the result. So so let us save this. So we save this with the nth term dot c. So there is no error. So, so we'll be seeing the output now. Suppose again that 5, 1, 2, 3 is given. The output is 11. So it is giving me the correct output. So that's it. This is the solution of this recursive problem. I hope you have enjoyed this recursion and the problem and the solutions too. So we'll come back with another problem. Thank you and have a nice day.